Her mother-in-law slapped her in public. But what hurt more was what her husband did next. This is a Reddit story about patience and what happens when it finally runs out. Hey everyone, this is Ryan Rivers. Let's start.
I didn't think the moment my marriage would end would be in a crowded restaurant, with my mother-in-law's hand across my face. But honestly, that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was looking at my husband right after and realizing he wasn't going to do anything. Not now, not ever. I'm 29. I was married for 5 years. And if I'm being honest, I ignored red flags from the very beginning because I kept telling myself, it's not that bad. His mom lives like 10 minutes away, which sounds fine in theory. In reality, she was basically living in our house. I'm not exaggerating. She had a key. She'd just walk in. No text, no warning. Sometimes I'd be in pajamas at 2 p.m. on my day off, and suddenly, boom, she's in the kitchen, opening cabinets like she pays rent. At first, I tried to be nice, like genuinely. Hey, do you want coffee? Should I make lunch? I was trying. She was not. The comments started small, like the kind where you're not even sure if you should be offended. Oh, you made pasta again? Daniel used to eat a lot healthier before. Or, are you going out like that? And she'd just look me up and down. No smile, nothing. And I'd just stand there like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? The worst part wasn't even her. It was Daniel. Because every time I'd bring it up, he'd act like I was being dramatic. Babe, just ignore her. That's just how she talks. She doesn't mean it. I heard that so many times, I started repeating it in my own head. She doesn't mean it. But she did. You don't accidentally disrespect someone every single time you see them. That's a choice. After like a year, she got way more comfortable. Too comfortable. I came home one day and she was in our bedroom, going through my closet, not even trying to hide it. I just stood there like, what are you doing? And she goes, completely calm, I was just looking. Looking at what? My clothes? Then she pulls out one of my dresses and goes, you wear this in front of my son? I remember just blinking at her because I didn't even know how to respond. Like, what is the correct response to that? I called Daniel over. Can you please tell your mom to stop going through my things? And he literally said, Mom, maybe don't do that. Maybe. She laughed. Actually laughed. Oh, relax, she said. Why are you so sensitive? I swear, something in me shrank that day. And that became my life. I'd get upset, he'd minimize it, she'd keep going. Repeat. For years. By year 4, I wasn't even fighting back anymore. I was just tired. Like emotionally numb tired. I started avoiding being home, staying longer at work, sitting in my car for 10 minutes before going inside just to mentally prepare, because I never knew if she'd be there. And when she was, it was always something. She still doesn't know how to host properly. Daniel, you've lost weight. Are you even eating her food? She's trying, I guess. Always said in that fake, polite tone. And everyone just let it happen, including my husband, every time. So yeah, the restaurant dinner, that wasn't random. That was years building up to one moment. It was her birthday dinner, big table, family everywhere. I didn't want to go. I told Daniel that. He goes, please don't start anything tonight. That annoyed me already because, I'm not the one starting things. But whatever, I went. For the first hour, it was fine. Too calm. I should have known. Then she looks at my plate and goes, loud enough for everyone, "Wow, you're really eating all that?" A couple people laughed. I felt that familiar embarrassment hit, but I tried to brush it off. "I didn't eat today," I said. She smiles and goes, "Yeah, I can tell." And something in me just snapped, like I actually felt it. I looked at Daniel. He wouldn't even look at me, of course. Then she goes even louder, "You know, Daniel dated such pretty girls before." Silence. Like dead silence at the table. And I just thought, I'm done. I put my fork down and said, "Why do you keep doing this to me?" She acts confused. "Doing what?" I was shaking at this point, but I didn't care. "Every time I see you, you humiliate me. For no reason." Daniel leans in like, "Stop." I ignored him. "I've been respectful to you for years." And she just rolls her eyes. Oh my God, here we go. That pissed me off even more. No, not here we go. You don't get to act like this is nothing. And then she hits me with, "Maybe if you were a better wife, I wouldn't have to say anything." That was it. I stood up and said, "You come into my house, go through my things, disrespect me in front of people, and I'm the problem?" She stands up too. "Yes, you are." And before I could even react, she slapped me. Hard. Like, not a light slap. My head literally turned, and I swear the whole restaurant went quiet. I looked at Daniel. He just sat there, didn't move, didn't say a word, nothing. And that's when I knew this marriage was over. I walked out, didn't say anything, didn't cry. I just left. He didn't follow me. Of course he didn't. When I got home, he was already there somehow, and the first thing he says is, "Why did you make a scene?" I actually laughed, like I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "She slapped me." And he goes, "You provoked her." I felt something shut off inside me right there. "You think I deserved that?" "I think you should have stayed quiet." Yeah, that was the moment. I told him to get out, and for once in his life, he actually did. The next day, I went to the police, and I was shaking, not gonna lie. I've never done anything like that before, but I kept thinking, if I let this go, nothing will ever change. Not for me, not for anyone. So I filed a report. Daniel lost his mind when he found out. "You're seriously doing this to my mom?" I said, "No, she did this to herself." The case went to court, and guess where my husband was sitting? Next to her. Didn't even look at me. That hurt more than anything else, honestly. But it also made things very clear. So I filed for divorce. No more talking, no more chances. Just done. I won the case. There were too many witnesses. She couldn't deny it. She had to pay a fine and give a public apology, and when she stood there apologizing, she didn't even mean it. You could hear it in her voice. But I didn't care, because I wasn't there for her apology. I was there for closure. It's been a few months now. I live alone. It's quiet, peaceful. No one walking into my space, no one criticizing everything I do. And honestly, I feel like I can breathe again. If you're reading this and you're in something similar, just know this stuff doesn't fix itself. People don't magically change because you stay quiet. Sometimes The only way it ends is when you finally decide you've had enough.
And that's where it all ended. Some stories just stay with you, and this is definitely one of them. If you've got thoughts, drop them below. And yeah, thanks for watching, Ryan Rivers.